and you work harder to make more of it. You go to school, you employ your efforts, you talk to people, you go on courses. You learn basically how to get yourself out of poverty, because money is a good thing. So, why is it then that when people divorce, when marriage doesn't work for them, when they separate or live through a miserable marriage, they blame it on marriage? They don't blame it on money. They know they have to just change the way they're dealing with money, learn different ways to make sure they get money, but on marriage, the problem is marriage. No, the problem is not marriage. You just have to learn how to work harder at it. Just use your intelligence to make this thing, which is beautiful and perfect, work for you. So, the truth is that money is good, and marriage is not bad, as people say. Marriage is also good. Marriage is very good. It's what you do with these things that decides what's going to happen to you in relation to them. Do it right, and you will get results. So you see, you've been lied to. A lot of you have been believing this lie. Marriage is the problem. Marriage is the problem. No, marriage is not the problem. Marriage is good. Marriage is good. It's the best thing that can happen for a person to be stable, emotionally, health-wise, financially, for children. It's the best thing for a human being to prosper, to thrive.
And people, they have believed in this lie because many times, not only because they hear people say it, Hollywood say, preach it, but because maybe they saw that at home. They looked at their parents fighting, getting divorced. So they started thinking, well, maybe this is because this doesn't work. So what they do, they grow up and they move in together. But that doesn't work either. That doesn't work either. They still fight. They're moving together, they're not married, they still fight.
The thing is that what the mistake people are making, a lot of people, is that they are loving with their heart and not with their brain. When you love with your heart, you are subject to your emotions. And emotions, are up and down. Someday you feel in love with this person, some days you want to strangle that person, right? And then you love them again. That's how emotions are. You get angry, you get happy. Emotions are emotions. But when you use your head to practice love, then you learn how to make it work. That's how marriage should be done. With your head, not with your heart. I hate this heart shape that they associate with love. I hate it. Because, people do this, they take photos, right? You've probably done it yourself, right? In other words, love. You associate the heart shape with love. That's one of the most damaging things that have happened. Oh, that's just silly, that's not damaging. It is, because you don't love out of your heart. It was back in the 19th century, actually, when science discovered that the heart was not the center of life, because until the 19th century, people believed that the heart was the center of life. Everything came from here. Intelligence, skills, everything, feelings, everything came from here. And then they invented the microscope, and later on, brain scans and all of that. And only recently, the past 20 years or so, they've made huge advances and they discovered back in the 1900s that the heart wasn't the center of life. It's only a pump for blood in our body. And everything actually happens here. The control room is here. That's what they found out over a century ago. But when it comes to relationships, we are more than a century behind. We are still thinking that we love with our hearts. We don't. Feelings are also here. Everything's here. You have to love with your brain, meaning that you have feelings, but in the same place you have intelligence to control those feelings. The same intelligence that you use at work, when you are angry or upset, you're feeling emotional at your colleague or your boss, but you smile. You treat them nicely. Because you know if you don't, you lose your job, right? The same brain that helps you control yourself in that situation is the brain that you can use to not shout at your spouse, to not do things because you're angry and hurt that person. But people say, no. Love is different. No. Love it's like they see love as something wild that they can't control. And the truth is you can. So, quit this idea that you have to love out of your heart. To make marriage work, you have to use your brain, just like you do at work. You know, you say to your husband, to your wife, we have this problem. Here's the problem we have. We are having this problem. Okay, I caught you contacting your ex on Facebook. That's the problem. Okay, a very common problem nowadays, right? Either the ex or someone that they shouldn't be contacting. I caught this or I found this. That's a problem. What are we going to do about this? Right? Rather than, use your brain. Easier said than done. I know, but easier said than done because you're not practicing love with your brain. When you practice love with your brain, it's easier done. It's easy to do, but you have to practice that. So, don't love with your heart, love with your brain. Sin number 3, jumping into bed